Welcome back. Welcome back to another episode. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Good job, Brian.
Thanks.
Here, let me pet you.
I don't want to be pet.
I said pat.
I am not trans species. Sorry.
Starting off strong.
Yeah. What was that?
See? And Siri is listening to me. I hate it.
They're
I
always
heard
listening. They're always listening.
You know, I was calling a rehabilitation center because Brian knows this, but some jerk released their reptile, and it's hanging out here in front of our neighbor's door. That our neighbor across the way, no one lives there, so we're trying to save it, capture it, and I called a rehabilitation for reptiles today.
Okay.
And this thing started talking, and I was like, really?
That's why I stopped using my watch. I had it for a while.
It just goes.
And I was like, no.
Oh yeah, you don't.
I don't want her to wear it anymore. Yeah.
Spooky.
Just some weird things. Spoo.
Ooh.
Speaking of
Like that segue.
well, yeah, I mean,
You caught on a little
if
too
you were
late.
like,
Oh.
yeah, then it'd be like,
Hey, I saw that video for Sinister Studios.
yeah,
She asked her to sign the acrylics.
yeah, she did it, yeah. Adrian King,
Yeah.
she
did.
was awesome.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was fun times.
That she asked for her autograph. That's really cool.
Yeah, I need an autograph on what you made for me, and then so they kind of exchanged. Yeah, it was really.
That's cool.
She was thrilled.
Yeah, she was. I've only been asked for my autograph once in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was cool. I was in high school.
What did you do?
I was a badass.
No, okay, stop.
The best of the best.
Okay, stop. What did you do?
I was a cool kid. I'm one of the cool moms. I'm not a regular mom. I'm a cool mom. What movie?
Probably something with moms.
Hey, girls.
That's why
Intern got it. Ding, 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 ding,
That's why I
ding.
don't know. It's a chick flick. Who cares?
Anyways, welcome back. Happy Friday. Today is our Friday.
Right.
It is Friday.
Even though I work all weekend long, so it doesn't matter. So it's
I know
like
Brian
it's like it's Tuesday.
mad. Must be nice, right?
Yeah, it must be nice
Yeah,
if you have
here we
Fridays
go.
and Saturdays and Sundays off.
Here we go.
But
Keep
if you are listening though, and you have tomorrow off and it's Saturday, go get a dog from Facio Dog.
Yes, go support. I always feel like Saturday is support small businesses. So yes, Facio Dogs.
I'm at a point where I think every day should be support small business day.
Yeah. The weekend is my free time, so I could go
Screw
and do
him.
stuff.
I hate the weekend. He's so horrible.
Oh, I was like, wait, we were just saying nice things about him. Yeah, the weekend is a Satanist, so.
Whoa!
He is in all his music videos.
Yeah,
His
true.
concert was like all
the
hellfire.
Super Bowl show. Yeah.
Yeah, and it ruins it for us horror fans because
We want to talk some
Horror.
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 First of all, when we
not
talk,
horror.
First of all,
Horror.
can we talk about how hard it is to say horror?
It is.
Can,
And when you record stuff, it sounds like you're saying whore.
every time I'm like, yeah, like,
She's a whore.
like, yeah, I want to do like a channel. I want to call it the Horrible Puppeteer. I'm like horror. It's like I feel like I'm choking on a dick or
Did you
something
call
like
it
that.
though?
What?
What did you call it?
Horrible Puppeteer.
You did, right?
Because yeah, I'm horrible.
I
and
like
it's
it.
about horror.
I think it's great.
But it's a mouthful. It's like seriously, it's
It
like
is.
taking this big dark phallic
know
thing
all
and
about
just
that.
shoving it right down. Like, you know, horror. But seriously, yeah.
Yeah.
And I got that more deeper, kind of natural voice, anyway, so the R's don't. I got it from my dad. My dad had a hard time with R's too.
Oh, really?
So I can roll the R's, but yeah, pretty good, huh?
Yeah.
Very good. It's almost like I'm Latino.
I was gonna say, do you have a little Latin?
No, I'm Latinx. And we keep rolling.
Yeah. One after another.
But no, we want to talk some horror.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to follow up based off of our last episode where we talked about Mad Monster.
Yeah.
And
And
how...
that's something we talk about things we're passionate about.
Yeah.
And while we've ended up on this side of the road a lot, you know.
Well, I mean, you can tell by my collection
But,
here.
yeah, but we ended up on, very
It's everyday life.
serious topics a lot.
Yes.
We need to make sure we swim back and forth and get in the
Sure.
shark-infested waters and
Yeah.
and we need a bigger boat. So this is our boat
I
right
still
here.
am so disappointed. Jaws was such a classic. movie, and I
Yeah.
still didn't see. I know I've said it already, but like I can't believe people didn't like
Yeah, that's kind of
celebrate it more. You know?
Yeah.
Anyways, that's just my expectation is never met again by others who are movie buffs. And I'm not saying, oh, Jaws is horror. It's a movie. It's a iconic.
And
movie.
here we are, a pop culture current event, diving into
Yeah.
political kind of
We respect
commentary
it more.
channel, and we did a whole shark episode.
We did, yeah,
Yeah.
with some great shark movies.
Yeah.
Baby shark doo 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 doo.
Oh,
shit.
you knocked Chucky
Baby
over.
shark doo doo.
You cannot knock Chucky
I know.
over, especially since we met Brad and
Fiona. Yeah. But I wanted to continue with the last episode, which I have to finish because I lost my train of thought when I was talking about, there you go, you got it.
I'm the smartest man alive.
You're pure. I totally lost my train of thought when I was talking about how I had my anxiety when we went to go meet Felissa.
Oh, yeah.
I was like, oh, wait, I gotta say something because I was like joking. I never asked Brian for $10. I was $10 short to do the photo op with Robert England.
Yeah.
I asked the intern, but I was just joking. I don't know if people, we joke a lot. I always joke a lot.
Yeah, they don't take us serious. Yeah.
Yeah, so I never asked Brian, oh, give me $10 or can I borrow $10? You were in a photo op while I was trying to purchase all that stuff.
Yeah.
So, what I wanted to, because you were like, hey, I got you Felissa, and I was like, that's right. And it was, I realized, because I'm so tired from that day, what I wanted to say is Brian really touched my heart, because he did purchase Felissa Rose for me, to do like a photo and a signature.
Well, I am versed in CPR, so that's pretty good, yeah.
So, what's funny is that, like, not only the interaction, but like that moment, he said, yeah, from my buddy. And I was like, he really likes me. We're friends. He's my buddy. He said my buddy. So thank you. Thank you. I know I said thank you, but thank you again.
Okay, you're welcome.
It changed
your life?
my feelings. Yeah.
Oh,
Changed my feelings for that day, I think, because of anxiety and depression kind of in waves.
Kind of went away.
Yeah, because it was like a fun moment we had with Felissa, and then you're like, my buddy, and I'm all like, and then we went and took photos together, like friends do.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy getting all ready.
It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Me, my Teddy.
I know, but I was changing it to buddy, intern.
Our neighbor, would you be mine?
See, she corrects me when.
Could you be mine?
No, I'm already taken. Sorry.
As a friend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Even if we have different views, I'll still be your friend. Forever.
Wait.
Ever.
You're not supposed to stop being friends if you disagree?
No. Not
What?
In the world. In other people's world.
I thought that's how it works.
Yeah. Speaking of friends.
Because I was going to unfollow you and everything.
Oh, wow. Well, wouldn't be the first time.
Yeah.
Speaking of friends, when I was talking about how I was ashamed, or I felt some shame, because I haven't seen all the movies.
Shame!
I actually wanted to share my story on how I was into horror when I was younger, and then I left it.
Even I don't know this story.
And then came back.
Can I hold Chucky while you tell the
Yes,
story?
you can. So since high school, or no, middle school, I've been, please don't terrify me with Chucky. Since middle school, I've been into horror. I would watch some horror movies. Actually, I should say since I was a child, because my mom made me watch Chucky, and then I saw Freddy Krueger, like Nightmare on Elm Street, and then some others, Poltergeist.
Okay.
So, I grew up watching some horror movies or whatnot, and then in high school sleepovers, we'd watch The Exorcist, we'd watch When Darkness Falls, movies that scared the shit out of me, and then The Grudge, and then, like, you just keep going, right?
Yeah.
The Ring. So it's just movies that I enjoyed, and then I moved from New York to Arizona. I was 19. My mom's coworker had a daughter that had a difficult time making friends, and I was new. Obviously, I just moved to a different state. And so she was insistent, my mom's coworker was insistent on, like, hey, why don't our daughters meet and they can be friends, right? And I was like, okay, that's kind of weird, but sure. So we hung out, we went, I'm a big movie buff, so we actually went to go see Rush Hour 2,
Jeez, you're young.
It was 2 or 3, I can't remember. But we went, and we were laughing, enjoying the movie. And then we went out to eat. And while we were eating, I think it got brought up about, like, what kind of movies are we into or whatnot. And I was like, action, comedy. I was like, I really love horror. And immediately, the judgment began. And she was like, why do you like horror? And I was like, because it's like, it's a thriller, it's edge of the seat, like, it's intense, and, like, trying to figure out what's going on, and sometimes you can, and sometimes you can't figure out who the killer is, or, like, what's going to happen next. It's like adrenaline, right?
Rush, yeah.
And she goes, interesting, with the most judgmental face ever. And after that, I knew. I was like, I felt some kind of way. And so did she. So after that, never heard from her again.
Wow. For that?
Yeah, for that. It kind of sounded like I was on a date, but it really wasn't.
I was going to say no scissoring or anything after?
Oh, Jesus. No.
Okay.
No Edward scissoring. So.
That would have been crazy.
So.
I got a horror movie for you right here. Remember that movie, The Thing with Teeth?
Oh my God!
Piranha Pussy or whatever it was?
Yeah, it was called Teeth.
Teeth!
That
Yes.
movie is fucking crazy.
I couldn't watch it.
I know. I was cringing. My dad was watching it, and I'm all like, I'm watching it.
Someone's like, you should rent it. I was like, nope.
Yeah, it's intense.
Nope.
Very, it was cringeworthy, but it was, like, good, but it was like, ugh, I don't really want to watch this. But anyways, so I was judged, and so I kind of took that, I think I was only, like, 19, so I took that to heart, and I kind of stepped away from horror. That was my wonderful experience being out here in Arizona, meeting people, because the people out here are different. When I first moved out here, they were definitely different. And so I stepped away from it, and it wasn't until, it's been a long time, it wasn't until, like, years later, like I say within the last couple of years, I've been rewatching horror and, like, getting back into it.
Okay.
I always liked Halloween, but I never watched scary movies.
Really?
Yeah, because I guess I was
You
traumatized by being judged.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, but then how I went to Mad Monster, and I was, kind of Elvira, but it was like it's a quirky, funny comedy type, spooky, not really horror.
Horror.
And
What did you call Elvira?
Horror
Wow.
queen.
If you listen to her podcast, she would probably never mind.
No, she slept with everyone in Hollywood. She ran out of people to sleep with. So, yeah, I mean, she says it herself.
Yeah.
So yeah, so I wanted to share that because we did speak a little bit about shame, and we kind of have brought up a few times like how people assume people who are in horror are a certain type of way.
Yeah, it had a stigma for a long time as far as, they weren't serious actors or people that would get into it early. Like, I remember even though you had, like, I watched the full Friday the 13th series again, there's Kevin Bacon right there in the first one.
Yeah.
Johnny
people
Depp,
forget that.
Johnny Depp right there in the first Nightmare. But for the most part, it's like, we had to have the cult following, and we all love it. But it's mainstream-wise, I remember hearing Heather Langenkamp talk about that, how her agent was, like, trying to take that off the resume so she could go get other things. And,
oh, yeah, I remember you saying that, yeah.
And it's just that stigma with it as far as, oh, you're an actress. Oh, what you been? Oh, you did horror. And it's like, I think that took the mainstream a while to really be accepting. Even now, it's like, it's never really, if you look at like awards and critical acclaim, only now, like with Substance last year, Sinners this year, you're starting to see like movies that can break through, but you never could see a horror movie, no matter how original or how good the story or how brilliant the performances, wouldn't crack into like, there's no Golden Globe, for someone. And there's been a lot of women that have done a lot of great things. You think about these scream queens, it's like, they are showing such emotion, such a range of depth from a character, even just like in being chased by a guy in a mask. It's like, they're showing up like, hey, I'm going to work this camp, or I'm going to babysit this kid, and it's going to be so fun. And then, what's that noise? And then it's like, Michael, is that you? And then it's like, ah! And then all hell breaks loose.
They're
running, they're screaming, they're covered in blood, having to show their tits, because, that's part of the game. Because that's the other stigma, is like, you gotta have nudity. You have to have nudity in horror. I grew up seeing with a lot of Joe Bob Briggs Drive-In.
Mm-hmm.
and all those crazy, gory, goopy monster horror movies, and they'd rate it by blood and boobs. You know, how many boobs are in it and stuff like that. And it's like, I always was like, damn. And I think it was like, okay, you know, because you're obviously wanting the younger audience and us younger guys. The bread and butter of the horror community, which, you know, was 16 to 80-year-old men.
Yeah.
You know, so you got to give them that. You're giving them blood, gore, boobs, hot women, tight, but it's
lingerie.
Lingerie. Well, not even that, because I went through and did the Friday the 13th series again. It's so funny, because like everyone but the final girl, obviously, because that's like Scream says, you can't have sex. If you have sex, you know, then you're safe. The virgin gets to survive, or all the sluts.
Oh yeah.
I always just wondered, because I never read anything. It's like, is that metaphorical? Or are they trying to say subliminally, like, you know, don't have sex or you're gonna end up dying of something and something like that? And it's like weird, because they're like the sex scene, the nude scenes are like shower, or just changing, skinny dipping in the lakes or ponds, or just the random. I'm in the middle of the forest. Here, let me take off my clothes. Let's put the sweater down or Letterman's jacket down on the grass, and just take me right here until Jason or Michael, whoever, grabs you, stabs you in the back, lifts you up, and then throws you to the side. And then I have to run around with a naked chest for the next, you know, minute and a half while you trudge around until you stab me between the tits, and then you go and you're like, you know, what Terrifier, what they did with that tax on.
They did a lot. They did a lot.
Gosh, I mean, that was more of a torture. I never looked at that like, okay, you know, it's like just showing a new woman just to show her. That was like pure torture. That was just like, and making her watch, like, look what I'm gonna do to your friend. But I always wondered, like
not a single word said by him.
And that's why I say horror is. I wonder, because my mom was like, how can you watch that stuff? And it's like, well, you know, to me, I think what I talked about in one of the other earlier episodes, how pure it is to me, and all the stuff we look into. Like, there is undertones to some movies. There are, you know, it can get political at times. Yeah. But for the most part, it's not. It's just, and it's adrenaline. It's a rush. It's excitement. It's arousal. It's everything kind of all rolled into this ball. So it's like, but I get it, because in the stigma in the performing arts world and the acting world and the mainstream world is, unless you're playing the Queen of England, you're not going to get any nominations, because it's like, give me Downton Abbey, 1, 2, 3, 8, 12, 15, and oh my gosh, it's so wonderful. But you get a kick-ass performer like Demi Moore did, even though The Substance, I had some ups and downs with that, as far as some hidden messages, as far as the adrenochrome and crap like that. But yeah, it's like,
it didn't win anything, did it?
I didn't. Did it win anything in the Oscar realm? I don't remember. I think Sinners picked up something. Okay. But at least they were there. At least they're in the conversation now, because, like I said, this is what I was like curious about our conversation to talk about, is why the horror community, it's taken so long. Yeah. Because people love horror. Like I said, there's the cheesy, campy Joe Bob Briggs style, and then there's just your blood and guts one. But then there's poltergeists, there's thrillers that are in the horror realm. There was like your slasher films. There's your Child's Play. There's your Mike Myers, Jason. There's your Candyman. There's, you know,
the classics.
You know, there's all the 23,000 Saw movies. There's which is, even then, it's more metaphorical in terms of, yes, it's crazy and it's creepy because of how people the games he puts them in. And so when they don't survive, it's like, oh gosh, that's a disgusting way to go. But he's trying to teach them something and sacrifice something in order to survive, to feel more alive and more human. And so there's all these layers and elements to some of these movies, even if it's just like creep and stuff like that. Just a guy who's just really weird, who's trying to trap people into, you know, making videos of them out in the woods or whatever. And then it's always been a favorite genre of mine. I kind of got away from it for a while too. I got really mainstreamed and stuff, which is fine. There's a lot of good stuff out there. And it took the MCU journey and all that stuff. Now I can't stand that. Star Wars was great, and I can't stand that. Yeah. Because they all change, and they become, the studios get involved, and they become agenda arms. They become, you know, full, like, even though the back and forth, they hear about the latest Superman movie as far as what that all means, because Superman's an immigrant and all this stuff, and it's like, I don't care. I
heard about that, and I was like, I'm not going to watch it now.
Yeah, it's like,
I grew up watching Superman.
If that's truly what you're going to do and what it is, because yes, he's an alien. He's an alien. Kryptonite jizz everywhere. Who cares? It has nothing to do with what's going on.
Outer space alien.
But the horror, and I don't know.
Supernatural.
The horror to me stays pretty true. Like I said, you have some that pop up, and again, if you want to really reach into the underlying underbelly of what someone's maybe trying to say, as far as an indictment of society, purge, stuff like that. There's a lot of stuff out there, but that's,
I feel like with horror, there isn't really a specific agenda. It's more like teaching lessons, or like, can you be open to this topic or this issue, like The Purge.
Yeah.
Like, who the hell wouldn't want to do that with how horrible some people are in this world and get away with things, right? But, like, you know, it's also, like, it's a little bit of back and forth because, obviously, when I was younger, I was just like, oh my god, horror, I'm going to watch it.
Blood, guts, gore, yeah.
Yeah, and, like, when I was in high school and we saw that movie, When Darkness Falls, have you ever seen that movie?
I'm sure I have.
It's based off, like, The Tooth Fairy.
Oh, okay.
And that movie scared the shit out of me. Like, I didn't even want to sleep without the lights on. And The Grudge did that to me too. The Grudge and those two movies, I had to sleep with the lights on. But it was just, it was such a good story. Like, I would have never thought, hey, this is an alternative view of what the Tooth Fairy could be, you know? And so, like, I look at it like that. And then, obviously, when I saw Rob Zombie, House of a Thousand Corpses, I was like, oh my god. Like, you know, it was, like, crazy and, like...
Because you think, like, stuff like that could be a reality.
Yeah, yeah.
There's some crazy family
it shows
out, like,
a lot of
Hills Have Eyes and stuff like
Hills
Have Eyes.
Yeah.
I didn't want to drive through the desert, like,
yeah.
between here and, like, New Mexico or California. Yeah. It's like, what happens if my car breaks down and there's a little encampment of crazy cannibals or...
Appalachia. Yeah.
Oh, shh.
Or, like, Wrong Turn. Wrong Turn, that was like, oh shit. We just had a friend that went to Missouri, and she was like, we went to this little shop that was in the middle of the woods, and she's like, all I could think of was Wrong Turn, because she's like, go all the way to the back of the store, and like, just to get out of there, they went through the woods, and she's like, I felt like I was on wrong.
I don't think I ever wanted to go camping again, even after watching Cabin Fever.
Yeah, no.
Because you imagine getting out there, and you got to use well water, and there's flesh-eating bacteria in that well, and you're like, and that's just it. And that's just, I mean, and then there's no getting around. And it's weird how I've watched a lot of older movies, how the genre has evolved.
Yeah. From
campy, cheesy, even like, I mean, and that's the thing we talk about with society, if we want to get, and how we've talked before, the desensitization of society and how we accept more violent nature, more blood, more guts, more gore. Because back in the old Friday the 13th movies, it's like a real slow.
That's true.
And then you hear the, like we talked about with Felissa Rose, how we're like Sleepaway Camp. They didn't show any of the kills.
Yeah.
It was just like, it cut away. Oh, the guy's boiling. He's got hot stuff all over. Okay, now she's dead. And now we're like Terrifier 2. A girl's ripped to pieces. It has her arm torn off.
There was a lot of
bedroom.
Remember, I texted you. I was like, I'm not even 20 minutes into this movie, and I'm all like.
Terrifier 3 with the glass,
literally sitting on the couch like this.
The glass shower. And it's like, it has, as society has changed, been more accepting because horror has become more accepting. We can now dive really into the graphic nature. We don't have to hide it, because I think even then people are like, well, here's people they're killing. And like I said, back then the more gory was the more over the top. It was the zombie. It was but now you get, where it's like getting more into the reality realm, or even then with like
the movie Hostel. That's reality. No one can tell me different. That shit happened. I mean, we know that shit happened.
And not that I want to feel depressed or think this or feel this, but that's why I hate that all these missing children, because I think about what's going on with them when it comes to their living real life hostile situations, and for their adrenaline and their adrenochrome, and then it's being injected substance style into. So that's why I think sometimes our horror movies a cover for like anything else, or what the reality is. Because
is it really? Because we've always said movies tell what happened. Like,
but these aren't studio films, and these are independent films, and these are. So it's like, that's why I always, and in the communities we've talked about, when conventions and stuff, the actors and the people involved don't seem to be involved in all the crap and bullshit that we look into and deal with, and they're the nicest people. I would say it's the craziest, creepiest people on the screen, and they're the nicest freaking people in the world, for real. Right. And they just, it's their art. It's just what they love. And it sucks because they do get, like, Felissa Rose, she can't do anything mainstream. Anything she does is going to be in horror, because that's what you get pigeonholed in. I mean, even I think about with Robert Englund, how much did he do I mean, he's guest star, but he guest starred in Chuck. He was a crazy mad like scientist. Stranger Things. He had a kind of creepy, crazy role. Bones.
He was in Bones,
he in Bones?
and I loved him as
Okay.
the high school custodian or janitor. He was hilarious.
Good.
He was totally creepy.
Good.
But I loved him, and if I would have met him, I'd be like, I love all your movies,
yeah.
but Bones,
That's
episode in
yeah,
Bones.
That's why I like. That's why I like. What's like? Cause I love Scout Taylor Compton.
Yeah.
She's like gonna write and direct her own stuff in like female comedies and stuff like that. Lauren Lavera, Terrifier 2 and 3, and The Well and stuff. And now I think it looks like she's. I mean, she's gonna probably do a Terrifier 4, but listening to a podcast where it looks like she wants to kind of venture out, like kind of get away. Not that she doesn't like and doesn't appreciate the horror genre and what it is, but I think they want to branch out. But sometimes it feels like you can't necessarily go back and forth, especially the women.
Well,
because the guys like Justin Long, he can bounce because he gets killed in every horror movie he's ever in.
You can.
Jeepers Creepers.
But there is always someone saying, no, next.
Because of what you were in?
Yeah. Yeah, and it depends who you are.
And it's like you can start. Then again, we just had a Best Actress Oscar winner who was in Scream. That's what I knew. She was in Scream. What the first one, Jenna Ortega. Gosh, was that 5? Was that 5?
Yeah.
But Mickey, whatever her name is, she just won Best for Nora, I think. I didn't watch the movie, but so that was a rarity. People are like, oh my gosh, a horror girl.
Yeah.
And it's like they can seem like they can always. Jamie Lee Curtis, obviously. There's always exceptions to everything.
Yeah.
Because if we were to put this out there,
like
people are like, oh, there's this, but it seems like a lot of them, especially in the more maybe necessarily campy style, they kind of stay in that genre and they can kind of here we'll do something here, but then you're gonna go back to here. Or if you started over on the other side, then you can do a horror movie, but you can maybe just dabble and then go back into because you look at like Scream with Neve Campbell. She came from Party of Five and all these other things, and then she did that. So now she can go back and forth. And Courtney Cox, same thing. David Arquette, same thing. So it's always, I don't know. That's why it was like interesting because every time I think about the stigma of that, then I think all these people that have been back and forth. Like, is there a stigma, or is that just something we're trying to put onto the genre?
It depends, like,
or is it just strictly based on the level of the artist?
I don't know.
Some have never done anything else.
Well, like, I always think of Linda Blair. She couldn't really do anything besides horror.
No,
she did she did do one movie where she was like I forgot the name of it. Ooh,
was it
like
Supernatural? Was it Supernatural she was in? There was somebody that posted a picture of for like from that. She was handcuffing someone, and she was so thrilled that it wasn't The Exorcist.
Oh.
So I think, but they're not really like I said with Robert Englund.
It doesn't get popular.
Like with Robert Englund, they can do guest spots and small little roles, but are they going to have Are they going to be like in a series, a long running series? Are they going to be in a big time movie? Are they going to be is Linda Blair going to be cast in like something big? Like a mainstream like current movie, or will they? Is it because like, hey, it's that girl from The Exorcist, and that's all you see?
Yeah, I think that's made to be like that. Well, I guess it's the impact of the movie.
This is why it was so fascinating to have this conversation, because you get into it and you're
right.
like, wait.
It's the impact of the movie.
Yeah, because you see that in the sitcom world too, as far as like the Big Bang Theory cast or the Friends cast, you get typecast where that's all you see.
Yeah.
Like if I were to see Jim
like
Parsons, if I see Lisa Kudrow or Jim Parsons in anything, I'm like, well, there's Sheldon Cooper. And it's like,
yeah.
That's not fair to him. And he can do Broadway and he can do plays, but there's a few little movies and spots it just didn't go anywhere.
I guess it just fits the person. It's case by case.
Maybe.
I really do think though, like you were saying, how sometimes women can't venture out. It's like they don't allow it sometimes.
And it might depend on what franchise and what you started in.
Yeah, who you piss off, who you don't piss off.
But I think for a while, like especially in the 70s and 80s, it was like you did these things. It was like, nah, you're not going to do anything for real. So maybe that's a good evolution of the industry to where you can. It's just another genre.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, I've heard so many interviews with people like in the mainstream like acting world. They're like, oh, I'd love to do horror.
Yeah.
But nothing ever. Kind of maybe it's a salary thing because horror movies don't have big budgets usually.
Which is surprising because there's so many horror fans.
Yeah, but I mean, they don't. I think because a lot of them aren't studio based.
Oh yeah.
So they just don't have because they don't want you don't want studios touching horror. I mean that's why it's so great what Ryan Coogler did with Sinners, is that Warner Brothers did it and distributed it, but he's like, no, this is my shit.
Yeah.
You're not touching. We'll work together, but no. But now I'm talking like straight like horror, because even Sinners, it's in the horror genre, but I'm looking at like your slasher films, like your like horror films, like Terrifier. Terrifier's not. I mean, here's my hat. If I was on the lens hat, but they're not going to be. Studio's not going. I mean, one day maybe a studio will. Hopefully, Damien doesn't sell the rights and the products, because I don't want to see what a mainstream studio would do with it.
Yeah.
Because then suddenly he'd be, who knows what agenda arm.
In a different color suit or something.
He'd be a rainbow art, probably.
Like a regular clown.
Or just a rainbow art, or he'd be a red, white, and green, something like that. Which was fascinating. Slightly off topic for just a split second. I was watching a video about how many flags in the Middle East are red, white, and green. But anyway, no, but yeah, it was fascinating to me when I just thought about it. I didn't know how long we'd be able to really think and carry it through, but it is fun to watch horror. I mean, it's our jam.
Yeah, I do sometimes.
And the conventions are the best.
Just us talking about it, I was like, it's really hard sometimes to defend horror because of the gore, and throughout the years it's gotten
and the exploitation of women. Come on.
Yeah, it's gotten more and more intense, but like, again, it's like you're trying to. I feel like sometimes people think we're trying to justify it, but because they're like, well, it's like desensitizing, how you were saying, like it's violent and like all this slasher stuff. But I think it comes down to like, how do you react to that? If you're literally sitting, like the movie Hostel, if you're sitting there and you're like, cool, and like no emotion, no nothing, there's something wrong. I'm sorry, there's something wrong with you. You have been desensitized.
Eliciting those deepest, darkest emotions within you.
You have been desensitized because the point of the movie, in my opinion, the point of the movie is to make you cringe and go, oh my god. Like, you're supposed to get these reactions, right, when you do movies?
Yeah.
Especially, like, I can think of when I saw The Nun.
Oh.
Like, I literally, the entire time, no joke, I don't know if my friend did this on purpose. We saw it in Universal City, the movie theater there in Cali, because she lives in Cali. And, of course, we're sitting right next to the speaker, so the entire time I had my ears covered. Because I know in horror movies, the music score is everything. Because it'll, like, set it up for the next scene, like, the jump scares, all that stuff. Yeah. So I had my ears covered, so I was watching the movie like this, because I knew I was going to jump out of my seat or, like, scream, and I think that's what makes it fun, too, is when you're watching these movies and people actually scream.
Yeah, do you want to be scared? The Descent, I remember seeing The Descent and being, like, just freaked out by that.
Oh, my God, that movie.
That movie just... I mean, seriously, and you're like...
The whole time I was like
this. You feel your skin crawl.
Yeah, and you're like, don't do it, don't do it.
You're on the edge of your seat, and it doesn't matter doesn't matter if it's a cheesy, campy film. It doesn't matter if it's... And I think... Because when I watch the old ones, it's like... I see why the change, because it doesn't elicit... The old ones... They don't elicit the same level. They don't tap in as deep.
Yeah.
Because it is not, you're not showing anything. It is, a blood pool rather than a splatter. And so as they push the envelope forward now and expanded, it really pushed the limits of what can be done to a human body, practical effect wise. It does make that level of just that adrenaline, that raw, just the split second of thinking, wow, this could happen. What this, you put yourself there, like, oh my gosh, not only what would I do, or what would I be feeling, how would I, escape, and there is no escape. There is no escape.
We're dead.
It's like Panic, Panic escape room. There's no escape.
Yeah.
Because that's the game.
Panic room is a good movie.
Cabin in the Woods. There's no escape. You must die. Or the ancient ones come back out.
No, thank you.
And then we all get a thrill out of the zombie ones, because that's something.
I hate the zombie ones. I really do. It's so anxiety driven for me. I just get so anxious, and then I'll never forget when I saw when we first started watching The Walking Dead, and I was like, I can't. We saw the first season, was it? And I was like, I can't do this. It's kind of like when I saw Orange Is the New Black. I was like, I can't ever go to jail. I can't ever go to jail, and I'd like freak out. But I guess it's doing its job.
Like
Right?
28 days later.
Oh yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Okay, I never wanted to watch 28 Days Later. My friends,
Really?
I think this was in college. Yeah, so they watched high school, whatever. 28 Days Later, they wanted to watch it at night with all the lights off, and they lived. I'm from Long Island,
Yeah.
so the houses in Long Island, they're not like here open desert. You can see everything around you. There's pine trees. There's huge green bushes. You're in the middle. At the cul-de-sac is like the end of the woods. Okay, and I'm like, why do you want to watch this? And like, let's open the window. And I'm like, and the houses, majority of them are all like big sliding doors.
They're insane.
What is it, like bay windows with large glasses? And I was like, why the fuck would I want to watch this at night with the lights off? And they made me watch Wrong Turn too.
Oh, nice.
So I'm just like, I liked Wrong Turn a little bit better. One of my friends, his mom was like, do you really think there are people out there like that? And he was like, no, you fucking idiot. And I was like, now where we are today, I'm like, yeah, there probably are people out there like that. So it's just, I don't know. I give it respect. I don't think there's enough respect for horror. I think a lot of people jump on the bandwagon where they're like, oh yeah, this, like Terrifier. Oh my god, Terrifier. Like people just jump on it because everyone else is jumping on it. But like, do you really give it the respect?
Until 3 comes out, and the people I know, they're like, yeah, I could get through the first 20 minutes. I'm like, well, I
Yeah.
thought you liked horror movies.
Yeah.
What's up
Like
with
give
that?
it a shot. But I don't know.
I think the only time I really got scared in real life because of a movie I've watched was Salem's Lot. The original Salem's Lot, because I was staying with my cousin, was visiting my aunt and uncles because we all got together and they lived in a mountain town in California. But everything visually reminded me of what I saw, and then when I read the book, what I read, and the houses, and I kept seeing like people on top of the roofs in my mind and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So when I watched the remake that I think Max did not too long ago, they did such a good job, and I was like, I was reliving I just like pure panic and fears. I'm walking down this mountain road with my cousin at like 11 o'clock at night because we went to see his buddy, and then we're walking back. You know, and it's mountain, so you don't have to worry about it. No one's there. You don't lock your doors and any of this stuff. And that was. I mean, obviously, you know, it's just my imagination, but holy crap!
Yeah.
I every Stephen King story came out of my. When I was there, but I guess that's true. That's the point of this genre, is to tap into those fears.
Keep you on your toes. Mindset.
And just make you uncomfortable.
Because are you ever gonna walk through the dark? Like, let's say you go camping and you just look outside your tent and you're like, oh, I gotta go get my sleeping bag that's over there.
You're gonna see a bunch of things hanging from the tree.
Yeah. Are you ever gonna not think of that? Are you ever gonna think, oh no, I'm safe. Everything's fine. No, your mind's gonna fuck with you.
You're gonna hear every noise.
Like, what was that?
Every twig snap. Everything.
Yep.
Every little growl.
Yep.
Everything. You're like, is Cujo out there? What's going
Oh,
on?
I know, right? Yeah.
No, I do not want this at all. Is this like a werewolf out there?
I have to ask you this. I don't know why the movie came to my head. Probably because it was like kind of alarming and scary in a way. Would you consider Get Out a horror movie? Because that was kind of like a psycho thriller.
I think I put it in the thriller category.
Yeah?
The psychological thriller. Same with
Because it was horrifying.
Yeah, because that was, and then Us kind of went a little bit.
Because we saw it together. Yeah, we did.
Us was like a little bit more like they're getting into the horror side, and then they did Nope, which was kind of more sci-fi. And to me, it wasn't really horror. It was just more because of what I would put. So. But his films that he's writing are really smart. I like him, but I don't know. That's another thing, is there's so many different levels of horror.
Yeah.
It's like, and some people disagree on what is and isn't considered. Like they have certain criteria to meet, whether it's how many kills or how much blood or how many boobs or whatever.
We're gonna get technical like that.
Because like I said, there was rating systems based on blood and boobs back in the day. And it's like I saw some had a lot of boobs. It was like, I mean, I'm out there like in the living room at 12:45, 1 in the morning, like looking over my shoulder because there was the hallway between Skinamax and Movie Channel with Joe Bob Briggs. I'm like, box of Kleenex, and I think everybody's asleep. Let's hurry up. Where's the scene? Okay, time for that. I don't know how a lot of these movies ended, to be honest with you.
Happy.
I just get through like 27 minutes and 36 seconds, and I'm like, you get to where you know the timing of where it is.
What is that movie? Is it with Seth Rogen? And they have a list of. They make a list of the time and timestamp when boobs show up in the movie.
Oh gosh, there was that guy.
What is it? What?
Knocked up.
Knocked Up.
There was a guy, Mr. Skin.
Oh.
It was a website.
Oh,
And a guy,
really?
there was a whole website and a guy that dedicated, and not just movies, like
With just boobs.
just food. And it was like at 33 minutes and 42
yeah, like
seconds.
timestamp everything.
Everything. It was called Mr. Skin.
Mr. Skin.
Mhm.
Damn.
And I won't say whether or not I possibly had a subscription to that at one point.
Oh, you had to subscribe?
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
I mean, you
okay.
could have like the splash screen where you could like have little clips and stuff
Mhm.
like that. But if you wanted the goods, if
Premiere.
you wanted all the
Premium,
big stuff,
yeah.
you'd had to buy like a month or
Oh,
whatever.
that makes sense. All the
Because-
videos you have to watch and write it down.
Again, that's what you gotta have those boobs. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's a moneymaker.
Yeah.
Well, you know a lot about that, right?
Well, he's a man.
I'm a man, and I do like boobs.
What was the shirt that we saw at Mad Monster? That talked about boobs, and I said, take a picture of it.
Oh,
I don't think we did take a picture.
I
I
can't.
was like,
Remember.
it's not a horror movie if there's not a lot of boobs
Something like
or
that.
something like that.
That's how it used to be.
No, yeah,
It used-
yeah.
Now it's not as much. Like Scream movies didn't have anything.
I remember when I was a teen, I said horror is gory, sex, and nudity. That's all it was,
Yeah.
But back in that time, rated R was like if you saw some skin. Like when I rewatched Frankenhooker, I was like, wow, there's a lot of nudity
A lot
in
of
this.
stuff like that. That would be NC-17 in today's rating system.
Right. So I was just like, I wasn't prepared because I totally like.
Because I grew up in a totally different. Because I grew up before
Yeah.
PG-13, so PG movies
Yeah.
would have breasts. Not a lot, but like they could.
In PG
Uh-huh.
movies?
And then R was like, and they didn't have like said it in PG-13, and they didn't have it like NC. It was like R and
Mm.
X.
Oh,
They
okay,
didn't,
okay.
and then they branched out to
Remember X.
PG-13, and that could then a little adult theme, adult language,
Mm.
and then one F-bomb, and then R was then they could there's thresholds to every rating system. But yeah, when I grew up, it was all G, PG, and R. And
Yeah.
X, and then X.
I remember a movie was considered rated R if a woman was in lingerie. And I was like, damn, the times have changed.
So that Sears catalog was a rated R catalog.
Yep.
Because man, that Sears catalog and Kleenex, that was a good night too.
The Sears did it for you, huh?
It was lingerie, man. Those outfits were nice.
Mm.
Yeah.
I remember the Sears catalog. It was like always that thick.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I bet it was.
Back then, it shrunk since then, but
Jesus.
oh.
But yeah, no, that.
Before the internet, you had to get creative.
Have you ever been shamed for being a horror fan? Ever felt like you were ashamed? I mean, I know not. You don't have any
Being
feelings. So.
questioned, like I said, my mom's like, "What? Why?"
Yeah.
And I guess if people, religious people in the
Yeah.
church, because I mean, it's. I mean, again, if you are supposed to be following a certain lifestyle, then again, when it comes to lust, when it comes to, all this stuff, because those could provide immoral thoughts and stuff like that. But again, I've never felt like I shouldn't be or need to stay away and the community is great. So I think the community in the horror world is it's been more accepting than a lot of other fandoms and communities, because there's still split and you still have arguments, because it's just the way people are. But for the most part, everybody can sit down and watch a good horror movie, like pack a theater, like cult classics and all those things. They can just pack a theater and be like, oh yeah, I haven't seen this movie in like 15 years, but I'll sit with a bunch of people I like and cheer along. And where if you just do like rom-coms, like, yeah, that sucks, or yeah, I don't like that, or yeah, that's boring. Comedies, who knows, but horror, you can usually sit down and, as long as there's some good things to scare us with, we're good.
I'd have to agree.
Well,
Yeah, because he said it. There you go. Is that what you wanted to hear?
I
Since Brian said it, I have to agree.
I kind of wanted to say that.
Yeah, well, you should have. Instead, you just.
I said horror. Horror.
the mumbles.
So that,
and then I don't catch it till later when I'm re-listening to the episode. I'm like, he really did say that, and I didn't catch it.
But I love how it's grown. To like kind of wrap it up, I love how it's growing. I like there's app now, there's channels now. There's Screenbox. There's Shutter. You know, it's growing, and with all the conventions. Because I was looking at just like there's this website that just shows where every convention every week and every no matter what it is, and there's every week and there's just horror conventions everywhere. Even if they just got 2 or 3 people or whatever, but they got lots of vendors and merch, and they're celebrating, they're cosplaying.
Yeah.
And it's just people just getting tattoos and.
Yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
Because the horror world is very tatted up.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Yeah, it's fine.
I think the Halloween enthusiasts, being a Halloween enthusiast, has helped push that growth into horror.
From July 5th on, we all just like, let's go.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
Yeah.
Where's those spirit shops?
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
I wish they would be year-round, but I get it. It's a seasonal thing.
We have a couple year-round horror shops. So
we do. Yeah.
Again, that was rare. You never saw that either.
Thankfully, yeah, it's like more and more, and then thankfully finding out about this through the horror community.
Yeah, just 2 good shops, a costume shop. It's just fun, and just content creators. There's all kind of people out there. There's a few vendors I got to get with before one of the ones coming up, because Fright Night is going to be a main focus in Gathering the Ghouls, because they're going to have that 3 actors from there. I can't, because Fright Night that's another movie that scared me. I did not want my bedroom window open. I didn't want to look for my neighbors. I didn't want to look outside, because Charlie, once he saw all that, his neighbor was a vampire, all hell broke loose.
Yeah.
Well, he wouldn't let it go either.
Would you?
He even had an opportunity, because, remember that scene when it was like, just let it go. I'm giving you a choice I never had. Just forget all this happened, Charlie.
Would you?
Yeah.
Yeah, right. You'd probably be like, oh my God, I'm never forgetting this.
Think I'm fighting a vampire?
Well, I'm just saying, like, mentally it's engraved.
I don't like needles. Why would I want to be bit?
Okay. Yeah. Eternal mortality.
I don't want. Who wants to be? You have to watch everyone die over and over and over, and you're just sitting there. No thanks. Have you read Interview with the Vampire? Do you know Lestat's journey? It's not all that. And Louis' journey?
No, I know.
Louis was miserable.
I know. Some people want to do it. Some people don't. It reminds me of like when we talked about old people who want to just say like they just say please.
I mean, the only question I have is if I can keep blood flow to a certain place, I'll go ahead and stay.
Blood flow.
Yeah, because then I'm fine. Then again, if that happens, do you shoot blood, or is it?
Oh my God! Sorry. I don't know. Let's ask the audience. What do you guys say?
I was gonna say, well, let's ask a vampire.
I'm gonna get closer. So I hope you guys learned from our stories. Brian seems like he's had a pretty good experience. No shaming.
The screen's back on. I don't even pay attention to it.
No shaming, but
pay attention to the
in my case,
phallic object between us.
You were like deep throating it earlier.
We're
so
talking horror, so it's all sexual.
I guess.
Sexual.
But
the nature of horror.
Don't shame people unless they're watching inappropriate things. I don't think horror movies are inappropriate unless it's like sadistic and disgusting and banned in the United States. Don't watch those movies. And you see how Brian's playing with that thing? Like, he's thoroughly enjoying himself. So we're going to go ahead and end this so he can have his own time with the mic. But
all I can think of is Everything Everywhere All at Once. Yeah. Anyway.
Yep.
So, on that note.
Are you going to sit on it then? Okay, let me stop. All right. What? Have a great day. That wasn't Everything All at Once. Remember, you had to jump.
They were trying to get on it, so yeah.
Yeah. Why are you saying what then? What? Don't act all innocent. You've seen the movie.
I'm 52. You think I can jump that far?
You do play volleyball.
Yeah, I fall down.
So, like, comment, subscribe. And we want to thank everyone who's been watching our video podcast because we see the numbers.
Oh, that's me.
So, okay. Well, never mind. Thanks anyway. Thanks, Brian. Have a great day. Stay safe. Touch grass. And go get some vitamin D, which is the sun. Go outside. Bye.